UFC Paris is tomorrow, and I'm super excited for this card. We have 14 fights, so I have no time to waste. Leave a like on the video and let me know in the comments what bets you guys have locked in, because I already have 9 on this card, and that's a lot for me. So there's a couple more that I could potentially even end up playing, but for now, already have a ton of action. So click the subscribe button, turn those post notifications on. If you want a longer, more in-depth breakdown, check that one out from a couple days ago, and check out the live show. We had a ton. This is one of my favorite episodes. It was the longest episode. I'm adding timestamps as soon as this video's up. It'll probably be there by the time you're listening to this. So check out this week's episode of Wager Wars. It was a really fun episode. 2 really fun guests. You definitely want to check it out. So I'll leave that at the end of this video. I'll tag it. And you can also just go to the live portion of my channel, check that out, and you can get like a longer, more in-depth breakdown. It also turns into a bit of a hangout, but there are timestamps. Let's get into this fight, or this card, man. First fight on the card, we have Oki taking on Chris Duncan. There's not a whole lot I like on this fight, man. Not as far as bets. I think Oki should be a favorite, but Duncan is a live dog. You know, I think Oki at some point bonks him. Otherwise, he could win a decision as well. So there's not really props sticking out. I like Oki. He should be the favorite. He is the favorite. I think he wins. I'm going to pick him by KO, but it could be a decision as well. Next up, though, I do have 2 bets on this fight. We got Nora Cornolle taking on Jacqueline Calvacanti. I like this fight. It's a rematch. Calvacanti, I didn't even know if she beat Nunes. I think it was 30-27 like that one judge had it? No, but I thought there was an argument for Nunes. Cornolle, honestly, has exceeded a lot of people, including me's expectations, even though I did better in that Mullins fight, and that was nice. And I had fight doesn't go the distance, so those are both like plus 270 and plus 220, so those are nice. Calvacanti, she's kind of touch and go. She wants to stick and move. This is short notice for her coming over here. There's multiple red flags. And honestly, I think this is a close fight. So I took the fight goes to split at plus 300, and I also played Cornolle's money line at plus 185. I like both those. I think it's probably going to be a close split. Cornolle's at home. She'll throw volume if you're not going to grapple her. So she could win a straight up decision, not let alone with some home bias cooking. Even if she loses the split, we'll still cash out plus 300. So I'm going to double up those. Cornolle's going to win that fight by split. Maybe she knocks her out and I just cash that. I'm cool with it. But I think we're going to win that fight by split decision. Next up, we got Daniel Barez taking on Victor Altamirano. And I'm on the underdog. Actually, no, he's the favorite here now. I forgot. I got him at plus 107. And, man, I honestly was like, I don't know how this is going to work out for me. And, now I don't know if he's still minus 135. But I think he's like minus 120. But still... Altamirano, it burned me last time, even though I thought he won. I thought he beat Santos, but it is what it is. I just have his money line here. I thought about playing the under. It's like plus 165, doesn't go to decision. I honestly think there is finish upside just the way Barez fights on both sides, but I'll just play his money line, Altamirano, and we'll move on to this next one. Perez taking on Darya Zelenakova. Perez looked terrible on the scales, but I tend to think she probably recovers and wins this fight by decision. But I do think the line's kind of wide. I actually am tempted to play the Zelenakova handicap, the plus 3.5. Interesting. I think she could win a round. Her by decision, interesting, especially. But maybe you just play her money line if you're on the underdog. The underdog or the handicap I like, but I haven't played it. It's just. I feel like Perez should win, but I don't know. Definitely wouldn't be playing her money line, especially after the weigh-in. Next up, we got Taylor Lapilus taking on Vince Morales. I think this is a good fight for Taylor Lapilus, man. Vince Morales, he got a new fight deal. Congrats, back to the UFC, but he knows what he has to do here. He has to do the job, and this is a tough one. He's the B-side. He's being brought in here to lose to the hometown kid. Taylor's had some tough matchups, and now... this is going to be, it's very favorable for him. Vince, if he gets him down, maybe he can find some. But Lapilus never been subbed. He's never been finished. He's got a good chin. Vince pretty tough himself. I think it goes to the decision. I think Taylor pieced him up. This is a rare play for me, but I actually parlayed Lapilus. It was big. We talked about it on Wager Wars. We were all on it. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to ride with the boys. I parlayed Lapilus wins by decision at -150. I didn't want to. I typically, I don't parlay often, but my one parlay on this card, I parlayed that with another leg we're going to talk about here in a bit. I didn't want full ownership of a unit and a half on that, so I was like, you know what, this will be my one parlay. But I think he wins the fight by decision, man. I think that's how the fight plays out like 8 times out of 10. So I honestly think -150 is a good line. And we're going to talk about the second leg of my parlay right here. Ludovic Klein taking on Roosevelt Roberts. I think Klein should blast through this guy, man. He's a huge favorite now at this point for a reason. I knew that was going to happen. No shocker there. But I did play Klein inside the distance. I talked about playing the KO, but I do think, Roberts got a neck there to be squeezed. So Klein inside the distance. I parlayed that with Lapilus decision. The inside the distance for Klein was like -175. The Lapilus decision -150. That gave me +162. You can still get that. I just bet that right after the Wager Wars episode. Check that out. Yeah, I think that cashes, man. I think that cashes. Only, I think it's easy money. But I did also, just a little hedge spot. I think it's basically his money line. I took Roberts by sub +1600 on DraftKings. That line is also there right now. The only way Roberts win is if he snatches up a front choke. I don't play, hedge spots like that often, but I really do. I do not see Roberts knocking him out or winning a decision. So +1600 for his money line, I'll take it. Umar Sy taking on Dawoon Jung. Yeah, I think Sy should win here. I think he should smash it. This is, I know what the UFC is doing, but that line's absolutely ridiculous. I would not play that. And I talked about the KO prop, and you know what? I know I got kind of crazy on this card, but I'm saying screw it. I honestly do think this line's kind of crazy. Maybe it's just going to be like one of those spots that still was overpriced, but it cashes. I think Sy does smash, but Jung, I really, again, think his money line is the KO. +1000 on DraftKings right now for him to get the KO. And, I've seen Sy get in compromising spots. Jung could even potentially get on top of him, ground and pound him. He could, maybe you're getting greedy, you could just play the money line, but you know what? I really do think the KO is live. So give me Jung, KO, +1000, 10-1. Cutelaba versus Ivan Erslan. I'm on the money line here, as we talked about earlier on the week. +100. Got some CLV there. Nice. Not always my strength, but, got it on a couple spots. Yeah, I think he's a better fighter. I know it's UFC debut, and I don't tend to bet those spots often, but I'm out on Cutelaba. I've been fading him for a while, and it's been working for me. I'm going to fade him again here. I think he gets knocked out. I don't hate people playing the KO and all that, but the money line's not that far off. I think he knocks him out, but I'm not going to get too cute with it. Moving on, Ziam taking on Matt Frevola. This is probably my favorite underdog on the card, man. If Matt Frevola fights smart, I know that's a scary sentence. No offense, Frevola. He's just a dog on a bone, but I'm going to listen to him. I think he goes out there, reminds everyone he's an MMA fighter, wrestles, puts Ziam on his back. Who has Ziam fought that can wrestle? Nobody. He's getting out wrestled by a freaking Puelas at the end of a fight when Perez gasses and has no wrestling. Terrible look. Shouldn't have even won that fight. Frevola, please wrestle. Don't get clipped. If you don't get knocked out in the first minute, he should be able to get on top of him and steamroll this guy. Give me Matt Frevola on the money line. +115 on Bet Online. I'm pretty sure you can still get that. It might be +110 now. Whatever. Play it. He should be the favorite. Next up, we got Morgan Charriere taking on Gabriel Miranda. Yeah, Charriere should win, but he does choke, sometimes in fights where he should easily win. I've been tempted at that Miranda sub 11-1, but I haven't played it. I don't know if I'll play anything on this fight, man. Probably just going to, stay away. Charriere can't really be trusted at a number like this, and, what are you really going to do with it anyways? And then you can't trust him to finish how he fights. He'll take people to decision that have no business with him. Miranda sub 1 or bust probably, so I don't hate the sub 1 either, but I probably just wouldn't get that cute. I'd just play the sub because the way Charriere's fights are just good. You never know. Give me Charriere to get the KO, but it's hard to trust, man. That Miranda sub would be the only thing I would play, and I haven't played it yet. Kevin Jousset taking on Brian Battle. I think this line's about where I would put it, man. I think Brian Battle should win, But at the same time, Jousset could catch him. I've seen Brian Battle hurt. I think Jousset, they could both land takedowns. I think the grappling could get interesting. Man, this fight's just an interesting fight. I want to watch the fan. There's so many. I have 9 bets on this card and could end up being 10. Why? I'm good. Just going to enjoy it. One of the few fights I don't have any money on. I will pick Brian Battle, though. Just can't be confident. Next up, William Gomis taking on Joe Anderson Brito. Man, I'm a big Brito guy. I love this guy. Super, talented fighter. Super dangerous. Been getting all these finishes. But I do think stylistically, Gomis presents some problems. And I think this line is a little crazy because, Brito, he doesn't always look unbeatable in some of these fights. And then, also some lower level guys. And I actually think Gomis, his style's boring. His style's annoying. And I want to root against him all the time. And I low-key is going to be hard to root for him in this fight. Only will because my money will be on him. Because I think the line is off. I bet Gomis plus 265. I think he could win a boring decision here. And I honestly don't hate the KO. It's like 11-1. I don't think I'm going to play that. I have enough bets. But I honestly wouldn't be shocked if the way Brito fights, he just walks into something. Because I know Gomis isn't thought of as a finisher. And he's not. But, wouldn't be shocked, but I'm going to play the big underdog. I honestly think he is a live dog here. Give me William Gomis plus 265. We move on to the co-main event. Nasruddin Imavov, Brendan Allen. One of the only other fights that I don't have any money on. I think Imavov wins. I don't know if y'all saw some of that drama after the weigh-in. Brendan Allen having trouble with the testing. You can go look it up on his Twitter. Kind of weird. Already had Imavov, just another reason. Just even if it's just a mental thing, he's trying to build the bed to fall in. Probably not. Probably just really is frustrated, but still not just reason number 11. Whatever. I don't hate anybody taking dog shots. Brendan Allen's a live dog. He's been on a hell of a win streak. Imavov has been looked beatable sometimes, obviously, but I think Imavov clips him with something at some point, knocks him out. It's 3 rounds. He could win a decision here. If it was 5, I'd be more tempted on Allen, but I think Imavov wins. Main event time, Renato Moicano, BSD. I'm on Moicano, man. I'm on the dog. I get it. BSD is a tank, and, he could finish him early, and I am kind of doubling down in this because not only do I have Moicano moneyline plus 240, but I have main event starts round 3 plus 110. You can still get both of those lines. Yeah, man, I think it's kind of doubling down, really, because, do I think Moicano, I don't think his win condition is going to be really in the first couple rounds, even though the way BSD fights, it could happen. But, I think BSD's a killer, be-killed guy, so if he doesn't smash Renato in that first 2 rounds, I think he's going to start to slow down. Everybody's saying it's just staff, but I think that's just how he fights, man. So, I'm going to say Renato can survive those first 2. I know he gets clipped. He might not have the best chin, but he does have heart. He is tough. And I think, some of these fights, are against really dangerous guys. BSD is dangerous too. But I think Renato can handle his own on the ground as long as he's not too rocked when they get there. And, if he gets into the later rounds, I think he can start working himself into the fight, and he'll get the finish here. So I'm going to take Renato Moicano via rear naked choke. I don't hate Crazy Flyer 14-1 on TKO, like I bet Moicano 16-1, or it might even been better. KO against Jalen Turner, and I said exactly how it was going to happen, and it went exactly how I said. And everybody's like, oh, he just could have went down with him and got a free KO. No, he couldn't have. Maybe that would have happened. Maybe he would have went down there and got submitted. So watch the sport. That's not how it always happens. And what happened? He gassed and got finished, and I cashed my bet. Easy money. First KO of his career. Could he do that again? He could, the way BSD fights if he gasses. But I think it gets the rear naked choke. So yeah, I got some dogs on this card, man. Run through my bets real quick. Moicano on the money line plus 240. Main event starts round 3 plus 110. I got nothing in the co-main event. I got Gomis plus 265. I got Frevola plus 115. I got Erslan plus 100. I got Altamirano plus 107. Cornolle plus 185. Klein inside the distance parlayed with Lapilus decision. Klein inside the distance parlayed with Lapilus decision plus 162. I got Jung KO plus 1,000. Roberts sub plus 1600. And Calvacanti versus Cornolle goes the split plus 300. Went a little crazy order there, but these bets were all, throughout the week, and the order I didn't order them like I typically do. So love you. Know this is late. Appreciate you. Like the video. Let me know in the comments what you got. Click subscribe. It's an early fight, so don't miss them. Enjoy. Make some money. Peace. Check out Wager Wars and click this video right here. Peace.